It's nice to know your agencies, what your agencies are doing to caution the negative impact of the pandemic to the stakeholders and to our fellow divers. But you see, we are already here at the pandemic. And most people say that we have something now that we don't have last year. That is, we have the luxury to prepare just in case this will happen again. And so related to this, Gord, what reforms can you recommend for the industry towards becoming future-proof?
Yeah. So, like Andy said, we cannot control everything, and we can only manage what we have in front of us. And what I believe is, no one can predict what would happen in the future. And I would like to share a short story. This is a spiel that I tell my dive master candidates and all those who want to become dive professionals. In my point of view, before COVID came, as long as there's clean water and healthy reefs, a dive professional can never go hungry. But COVID proved me wrong because everything closed down for a while. But we're now slowly bouncing back. So I believe what we can control is to continue our programs and helping each other to keep our reefs nice and clean, to protect the ocean, and to develop passionate individuals, not just capable and skillful, but all those with the right mindset, just like what Andy said. Because during the pandemic, what I realized is if you're in the industry just to be able to earn a living or money, then that's not a deep enough reason for me. Because during the pandemic, we're not earning anything. But if your heart is with the diving community, if your heart is with and your passion is there, whatever happens, you would adapt. You would follow rules to be able to go back in the water and start teaching again. So if we have developed enough dive professionals with the right mindset, then we're assured that the industry will be here, whatever comes in place or whatever problems or challenges that we face. Then together with the agencies and with the government support, then we can all bounce back all the time for sure. Yes, Ralph.
Yeah, thank you. But also, Gorge, during our recent activity together, we were talking about how to plan for emergencies, how to plan whenever there are disasters. I know for a fact that we are both into rescue and emergency responses. And you see, in our case now, while there is a pandemic, in case there's another disasters, that's already two disasters at one time. So considering this formula, what kind of planning do you think the local government unit, you know, businesses, stakeholders, and even the dive teams of the Philippine Department of Tourism, what kind of planning they should do in order to prevent this to happen again in the future?
Actually, Ralph, it's hard to say now, but I think the good thing that happened is, as you said, we're more in touch now with each other. We're talking now, agencies agreeing on same things. Where when it used to be, it was clashing and different marketing approach. So I think the nice thing about this is for us to be able to sit down and plan things together slowly, step by step, to start preparing. And I believe that's what PCSSD and DOT is doing. They've been reaching out to dive professionals, to training agencies, having a sit down meeting, just a simple talk to see what can be implemented and what things we can have as contingencies if in case something similar or this or worse than this happens again.
Yeah, collaboration is the key, right, George? It's very, very important to work hand in hand with other government agencies and all the stakeholders involved. In your case, Andy, you've been around, like right now you are in Thailand, and you've seen how the dive industry changed also in other places in the region. So what reforms can you recommend for the industry towards becoming future-proof? Or perhaps you've seen some reforms in other countries that you think the Philippines can also adopt?
like we said already several times, right? We cannot predict the future. We unfortunately no fortune tellers, right? Otherwise, we would play the lottery every week, no? Um, but there's a lot of things that we can do, and one of the things I think we all learned is don't put all of your eggs in the same basket, right? Be really a little bit flexible on your business approach. Don't just offer scuba diving as a standalone business. Maybe think a little bit outside of the box and do something else. There's a lot of dive centers who have been very cautiously approaching e-learning, right? Maybe they are not so cautious about e-learning anymore because that really forced them, this pandemic, to adapt to the e-learning platforms, right? And use it in an effective way. Not because they wanted to, but sort of they were forced into e-learning, right? And they figured out, hey, actually that system works also, right? Then, of course, prepare yourself for it, right? There's a lot of dive centers that have been now developing a really nice website, a strong social media site, database mining, all those good recommendations. All the training organizations always recommend that the dive centers never had time to do because we were so busy going diving. Now we had actually time to do, like you just said before, Ralph, right? So rethinking the whole thing, right? Not reinventing the wheel, but maybe just going back to the drawing board and designing it slightly different, right? And I truly believe all the governments also will come out with a post-pandemic plan. And we were looking at 2020 with a set of eyes a little bit further away when the whole thing is over, say, hey, this worked really well. Here is where it didn't work so well. So let's learn something for the future, right? Because I truly believe that all of the implementations that we have done, all of the necessary steps, maybe not have been that necessary, but it was kind of a panic attack and all the countries were following, right? And post-pandemic, we will be more smart about that one. We will be more prepared if something like this happens ever, hopefully not again, but we're going to learn from it, like we did when tsunami hit, right? We never heard about that tsunami. Suddenly it hit, and everybody now knows what is a tsunami, right? And we have warning systems in place. We have things in place that in case something hits like this, what we're going to do, and we got smarter. And with this pandemic, it's going to be the same. I truly believe so. That's right.
Now suddenly everybody's aware what to do. It's like a one text away thing, and every organization will sit down and help each other.